Looks like I didn't have to make Aerith wait too long.
You a dead man if you make your girl wait.
Okay, apparently we're now in a James Bond movie.
Suddenly, Angio.
And Jill?
Not now, Angio. I'm about to meet a girl I like.
Where have you been?
He's your wingman.
Literally. Sorry, been a little busy.
What, finding you're overweight? That's great. Can't reach Sephiroth either. Why are all soldiers like this?
Sephiroth, what's going on? By the way, if you notice, they modified Angio's portrait so that the hilt of the Buster Sword is not visible anymore. A bit too late, but it's appreciated.
Of all the changes to make...
Remember, that's because the original one had the hilt based on the original Crisis Core design, the one ornated with gold that is not canon anymore.
He's cooped up in the data room, looking into stuff in the past.
I appreciate they did that, but I honestly always just chalked it up to it lost its gold luster and became more silver.
No, it's completely it's not just a matter of oxidizing or, you know, fading. It's even different on a visual design.
Hey, you taking off? Gonna fill me in what's going on?
Anything it reinforces the point that modifying it from Children Crisis Core was pointless. Genesis and Hollander are in Modeoheim.
You came to tell me that? So you're still working?
Look, the pay's good.
I'm still a soldier member in spirit. I'm informed
A job's a job.
They'll be coming to pick you up soon.
What?
Abush. My work here is done.
A soldier in spirit, huh? Well, I guess he is off to do something.
Oh my god!
Come on, way to ruin a good moment.
Did you mean your date with Aerith or your time with Angio?
Yes.
Yes. Zack, we don't need to make Aerith jealous. You know, that's the real truth. It wasn't the soldiers that
As a reminder,
Zack, it was
here's Zack's carrot sword from the Easter event.
You know, I sooner associate that with a flame sword, but yes, that is technically a carrot sword.
Remember, he has a dedicated flame sword. They showed that in the previous part.
I'll give him credit for a carrot sword. They did at least manage to make it look legit cool still. Which is funny because that looks like the Buster Sword, actually, with how big and bulky it is.
A bit, but anyway.
And Jill, you better be right.
It has more of a curve. Suddenly, Tseng. Zack, I need you in Modeoheim.
I know, just give me a minute.
Aerith isn't there.
How do you know?
Because he stalks her.
Problem?
Yeah, creep. And how is it you know Aerith?
It's complicated. Yeah, I could say that again.
Is that short for your creeping on her?
Did she tell you anything?
Not a thing.
I won't either.
Well, whatever, I guess. Whatever.
You stop doing that. After hearing from Angel that Genesis and Hollander were in Modeoheim, Zack and Tseng head there in the chopper. But they're attacked by monsters right before they arrive at their destination.
Of course.
Don't worry, Jova. Zack will see Aerith one last time before the Nibelheim accident.
And they all died.
This is also very crucial because this is, like I said, where Zack meets someone very special.
Well, that's a fine how do you do.
What are you, a Silver Age character?
Everyone all right?
With the, perpetual cheerfulness, I can see it. I can imagine that. Figures. The cell phone doesn't have signals in the middle of a snowy mountain.
Well, at least we're all in one piece. We'll be all right.
Thankfully, we have someone used to this kind of terrain.
Your mom? Yeah, I'm a country boy.
Alright then. We would have reached Modeoheim by now if we hadn't crashed.
But hey, this is the perfect excuse for a dungeon now.
Oh, tell that to the monsters.
So, we're going to need to make up for lost time.
Well, after we get rid of these guys.
But yeah, no, like, if I recall correctly, you did actually get more interactions with Aerith. I
Yes,
get why they cut down on this, though.
Easier said than done, I see. Wah, wah.
Welcome, Wagon, huh? Then let me introduce myself. My name is Zack Fair, and that last name is actually bullshit. I'm not fair
It's time to
you
cook some
anyway.
chicken.
Yes, wouldn't that be something? Zack Fair's epic quest ended because he was killed by an angry bird.
Oh no, Jova, this is
was killed by angry birds.
No, this is...
Sega infiltrated.
As I was saying, this is Square Enix, not Sega, so we cannot do that.
God, it is wild that Sega owns Angry Birds to the point where there's now
Considering what
literally a
Rovio was doing
statue.
right before that, this is more of a blessing, believe me.
Alright,
Yeah.
follow me then.
Very slowly. I thought
We're walking through
I thought
the
there was
air.
urgency in us getting there.
Yo, don't fall too far behind.
Jesus Christ, are
what
you going
the
for a
hell are
slow
you
motion
doing?
contest?
Well, at least someone's keeping up.
Well, I'm a country boy too.
From where?
Nibelheim.
And you're definitely from the country.
How about you?
Alright, Zack, say the line.
Me? Gongaga.
This is why I prefer Joel instead of Vinny from Vine Sauce, because these memes felt so forced.
Hey,
from what I
what's
hear,
so
I wasn't
funny
missing
about
much. It's the way you say it.
You know Gongaga?
No, but it's such a backwater name.
Your mom
Nibelheim's
has a
much
bet.
better. Ditto Nibelheim. Yeah, what he said.
I mean, Nibelheim at least sounds cool. Huh, like you've been there.
No, it doesn't.
Meanwhile, Tseng still has to arrive.
I haven't, but there's a reactor there, right?
Like, is Tseng just wearing weights on at this point?
A Mako reactor outside Midgar usually means
Nothing else
out there.
out there.
Hilarious.
You know what? I think we're
Chicken.
gonna be all right. Oh crap!
Hey, stay back. I got this. Yeah, okay. I'll be honest. I normally don't mind more grungy rock like this, but this track here in particular isn't isn't particularly exciting.
No,
If I may.
almost all of the battle themes in Crisis Core have this kind of cadence, and they're just really hard, even hard to digest. Like I said, even the remixes of stuff like the battle theme, those who fight Ferber, and especially also One-Winged Angel, I'm sorry, they just don't work. I don't know what Takeru Ishimoto was doing with these, but I can tell that to me wasn't particularly cooking. The tracks that really work the most are the ones that tend to be mostly orchestral, like True Behind the Project. Even then, it's used for one fight.
Remember, he did 3 games in 2007. This, Monotone, and the one I think he put the most effort into comparatively, The World Ends With You.
Also, this the first Dissidia.
Thanks. Hey, that Shinra Trooper looks a little familiar.
Don't worry about it.
It's Claude. So that's
No. That's Cloud Jr. the Chocobo, but in human form. He learned that technique from Chikorita.
Huh.
I just wanted to get a better idea of the soldier function.
Come on,
And you guys have all
Zack,
now.
don't go too far ahead.
We'll walk faster than you, prick. Good news, Tseng. Me and,
Cloud.
Cloud 9?
No. Just Cloud. Cloud Strife. Remember that name, because it's going to be famous one of these days.
Sure. Me and Cloud here are both backwater experts. Oh, yeah.
What is that pose he's doing?
The excitement pose, I don't know.
It looks like the I'm so excited I have to break my back and
carry
take a
on
crap.
then. I'm just gonna continue getting here slowly.
Lot of help those Turks are.
Ugh, guess we wait.
Hey, Zack?
Hmm?
So, soldier. What's it like?
It sucks. Huh? I'm not getting the question.
There's no, creating hypoxia to your brain.
Well, you'll know once you join up.
I literally just want to know what it's like so that I don't have buyer's remorse if I get in. And besides, if I can join.
Don't worry. If I can do it, so can you.
He's not wrong there. Since technically
That's
they
also
even
the
kind of admit that
thing,
Zack was kind of let in just
here's also
because
the
they
thing,
needed personnel.
despite this being a prequel, it commits also the other, bit of sin a bit, is that despite even the original game making such a big deal about the fact that Cloud never managed to join Soldier, we never really know what happened. Like, was he rejected because his physical performance was not up to date? Did an experiment that he was, being tested on failed? Remember, Hojo later on defined him as a failed experiment post-accident in Nibelheim, so it's possible that Cloud was never compatible with the Soldier program, quote-unquote, standards. But we never get to know in detail why exactly was he rejected. And we know that at this point, thanks to the compilation, Shinra was accepting literally anyone they could into the Soldier program. So I argue it is one of the big pieces of the story that could and should be expanded in the compilation. Anyway, we need to enter...
because Crisis Core.
That's right, the entrance is behind that warehouse.
Also, it's nice that Tseng kind of forgot that Cloud literally was there.
Take out the security in the perimeter, we'll back you up. It's still implied that at least... he knows stuff, but deliberately withholds information for different reasons.
You got it. I'll prove this Soldier isn't just a bunch of mindless fucks. We're a bunch of mindful fucks,
Yet
too.
remember that from the beginning, the Turks have always been more lapdogs to Rufus rather than the company.
I was actually going to say, that actually does make sense for something like Tseng to do, like, Tseng definitely did have, admittedly, a character flaw that he kept a little too much stuff hidden, which sometimes bit him in the ass at times, but other times you get why he did it, essentially. I love that synchronized spinning kick those assassins did.
I mean, I guess we are Genesis clones after all.
I can just imagine Genesis directing his clones to go, alright, now, I know it sounds silly, but I assure you it's going to look cool as all hell. I need you to now practice your synchronized dancing and swimming techniques so that we can kill the enemy in absolutely fabulous fashion.
Those are weird because
So says
Genesis,
the
We're just killing the enemy.
Genesis specializes with the rapier, but these G assassins have, you know, dual-wield dagger a la Zidane from FF9.
Clearly these were clones that needed more time in the oven.
Yeah, definitely not baked enough.
Well, they're being cooked now.
A lot of what you say with Crisis Core does go into kind of its issues, and I do think a bit of an issue with the compilation as a whole. I think that the 7 compilation had a lot of misplaced priorities at times and whatnot. Like, on paper, it makes sense. Do more 7 stuff. The problem is that when they did go to certain areas, they didn't focus on the right stuff.
Alright, the perimeter's clear, but there's a lot of security for a building all the way out here. It's gotta be pretty important. Guess there's only one way to find out.
Zack! Who are you talking to out there?
Meanwhile, Genesis is about to kill Hollander.
Was gonna kill him with
just
poetry.
Genesis being Genesis. What's the meaning of this?
Or before he kills him with his boring philosophical quotes.
You need me, Genesis. Remember that. If you get rid of me, who's going to stop the degradation?
Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. Genova cells.
Oh, okay.
Stop!
Cloud, good work.
Oh,
I'll T-pose to stop him. Oh!
poor Cloud.
Nobody knows where the Genova cells are kept. Not even Hojo. You'll never find it.
Then I will accept my fate.
Sure you will.
But I'll take the world with me!
Or you could just, wait.
Cloud, go!
Alright,
Okay, here we go.
proper
The
boss
battle-
fight against Genesis, so yes, the first.
Here we are, the battle between a cocky young upstart and this boring
Gacta.
chode.
Again, I honestly think the opposite. I don't think Genesis is boring, but I do think the character work with him is bonkers. Like, okay, Genesis feels like what, Square was doing a lot of times. There go, trying to recapture the lightning in a bottle that was Sephiroth. We saw it happen with Ultimecia. Kuja thankfully avoided that, but that's because 9 was more of its own thing. But
And
you did
Romura
get
had
the semblance
minimal
that...
impact with that. So.
But you did get the semblance that after 7, a lot of people were trying to recapture the magic of Cloud and Sephiroth as antagonists in here and whatnot. I feel this applies even to the compilation itself, because Genesis really feels like he's supposed to be like Zack's own Sephiroth in a sense, before Sephiroth goes crazy. Again, like I've mentioned, one of the issues I had with Sephiroth in the compilation was that suddenly they went from a guy who could occasionally speak casually, maybe was a bit stoic, but for the most part you got what he was talking about, to suddenly someone who was spouting soliloquies about how he is the darkness and he will never be gone, and then would pretty much craft a 100-page
We'll sell
essay
you
about
all the
Mother
pairs in
and
the
everything.
world.
So Genesis is like what writers thought Sephiroth was like ramped up to 11, to the point where he literally carries around a book that he constantly quotes from. Thinks it makes it cool, but in essence, a lot would find him pretentious instead. And
Yeah,
the thing is...
That's why I think of pretentious people. They're just boring.
And the thing is, the frustrating thing is, Genesis easily could have worked, essentially. If, they actually let him have more presence. Yeah, one of Crisis Core's issues is that I feel like it's juggling a lot of stuff. Yes, it focuses mainly on Zack, but it loses its focus on stuff we're more interested in seeing, like the fall of Sephiroth, the fall from Grace of Angeal, Genesis's whole thing and whatnot. It feels almost like there were too many cooks in the kitchen when it came to Crisis Core at times.
Alright,
which also
however,
applies to the soundtrack.
if you play Crisis Core, you will recognize in a second that the way Genesis is defeated is a bit different.
Dreams of the morrow have the shattered soul. Pride is
Why are
lost.
you like this?
Wings stripped away. I don't know.
Have the appearance of Gaff,
The
that
end
automatically
is
makes me
nigh.
endearing.
Such is the fate of a monster.
I really want to know who fought this up. Yes, let's make Gak, but like he was quoting Shakespeare 24/7.
We are not monsters, you hear me? We're soldier. You're boring. Liven up.
Irony.
Where's your honor? Where's your personality?
Where's your humanity?
Even if the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return. The fuck are you talking about?
I hate that his text is written like
If
that.
this world seeks my destruction,
Then let the piano in the background play.
it goes with me.
You know,
You just say, "Let the
okay,
piano
in the
fall on
original,
you."
in the original, Genesis allows himself to fall off the railing, leaving his fate, uncertain. In here, two of his clothes stab him from the back and take him away. No idea why they changed
God, he
that.
finally shut up.
Okay, the best guess that I can have is that it falls into a similar problem of Dying's suicide in the OG, that apparently Square is not, or at least this game is not allowed to show people falling into bottomless pits voluntarily. I don't know.
Okay, part of me does wonder if this has more so to do with, his actual final scene later on, and maybe that was them
Possible,
trying
I
to
don't
prep
know.
up for it better.
Get it together, Zack. We gotta get to Hollander. Are these Tseng and Cloud's tracks? They must be after him too. I better catch up.
Ooh, serious now, are we?
I mean, hi, doggy.
Seriously, this is that's literally all there is to this Genesis guy for what I'm seeing. Where the
Yeah.
hell did you come from?
No, you're correct. The fact that they also, as here noted, use
Yeah.
italics to note the quoting of Loveless.
Yeah, I was
Again.
just gonna say this is. Yeah, I was just about to finish. That's
That's why
all
it was
he
written
is.
like that.
That's all he is. Just making random philosophical quotes. Just really being a. Every time he shows up, my eyes are about to just close and. Shit.
He definitely practices those speeches in the mirror, or
Yeah,
like
so-
slam poetry or
Thinks
something.
it's so cool. Modeoheim, huh? Hope they're alright.
So yeah, Modeoheim is a location also in the mountains, similar to Classical Inn, and apparently there's an abandoned bathhouse.
These footprints, they must be here. Wonder if they call Hollander.
This is your next dungeon, which honestly works very well because this is an important part of the Crisis Core story. But no, to answer also a bit what Jova was saying, like I said a couple of times, I think the problem behind the Crisis Core is on a conceptual level of perspective. Again, this feels a prequel. Like this should have been from the perspective of Sephiroth, which would have justified being, a single-player game without having to need party members, have someone deliberately OP, and conclude, thematically with the Nibelheim accident. Instead they wanted to focus on Zack probably because they wanted to explore more a character that was only marginally told.
An Angeal monster?
and the fact that they wanted someone who had been considered more relatable to the audience. At least that's what I think the thought process was.
It's an interesting idea, and don't get me wrong, I can get wanting to build up on Zack. I mean, my issue with Zack is not his presence. My issue is more so how, for some reason, Square just really, and I do mean, really grew a love boner for Zack as a character, suddenly making him the true driving force behind all of Cloud's cool, and the only one who can motivate Cloud to defeat Sephiroth and Advent Children and all that, and like...
Yeah, you need this permission, you know. Any objections, Cloud?
It's like, the thing is, yes, you can show us how cool Zack was without trying to imply that, oh, Cloud was nothing without him, essentially.
I also mentioned that the fact that they made him, you know, this powerful because of, you know, the story tied to this game creates potential continuity plot holes.
So it wasn't an Angel monster. Does that mean he's here?
Mostly because,
his
again,
kids are just out to play.
By the time where the OG game should start, as in when Zack dies and Cloud, you know, reaches the outskirts of Midgar, it really makes no sense that Zack should be this powerful. They will try to justify why post Nibelheim accident he wouldn't be able to just mop the floor with literally everyone, but gameplay wise there's barely any difference, and instead his demise is a very, very scripted sequence that tries to be super immersive but really feels more forced to me.
I will say this, I do like that sequence. Admittedly, that might be the music pulling for it heavily, which, hey, like I've said, The Price of Freedom is one of the standouts of Crisis Core soundtrack.
Well, you're just basically confirming the fact that it's very manipulative to your feelings, which, to be fair, that was kind of a standard of a couple of the PSP Square Enix games of the time, because also Dissidia Duodecim and especially Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep do the same thing. 5 more minutes, Mom.
The floor is so dirty here.
Cloud, come on! Come on, Genesis isn't that boring.
I'm okay. Besides, I thought she took care of Genesis.
Tseng?
But you had to catch Hollander.
Wow, that scientist really can throw hands.
Jill, it's waiting for you.
Well, thanks for telling him that, Tseng. But yeah, no, like, I honestly found it cathartic that, you know, finally Zack does get to survive, because, yeah, no, all the stuff you put into Zack over the course of Crisis Core, only for him to get generically gunned down, like, again, it's one of those factors with making a prequel. Suddenly, you make it seem like this thing that happened in the original is kind of a lackluster way for that character you build up on to end, essentially.
And yeah, because you're in abandoned bathhouse, that means you have to deal with the steam valves. To quote Duke Nukem, I hate wall puzzles.
One thing I did like about the remake was actually allowing Zack to survive. Like, yeah, it's got all those implications and whatnot, and how that other timeline has been executed is up in the air for some, but I just find it cathartic to actually acknowledge that, yeah, no, when you actually think about Crisis Core, Zack should have survived. Again, maybe the idea was to show that, a life as gracious and powerful as his can still be ended by a stray bullet or something.
Yeah, the idea kind of was. Yeah, the idea kind of was that. I also don't like that they tied that into what the remake says, that you know, the Arbiters of Fate are basically a manifestation of the original games, you know, fans, and thus the only reason why Zack, you know, dies like that is because, you know, the story has to work this way, no matter how implausible it may be.
Like, it's not as bad, but suggesting that the Arbiters of Fate are fans, that was some Danganronpa V3 level of crap, and please, let's not do that.
No,
Again,
I'm not doing that again.
Again, it really showed because Rebirth tried to severely downplay that. Because yes, as I predicted when we were done with remake, don't worry, the Arbiters of Fate will still be back in Rebirth. They were not completely eradicated like the party initially thought, but it's more complicated than initially appearing. They are not, as prevalent, but they still have a role to play.
But
We
you know,
have
like
to
I
see
said
how
about
the third game will actually handle whatever conclusion they want to have, assuming that it is a conclusion, as in, yes, I know that they're gonna adapt the latter part of the story, but considering how bonkers the things have been and the questions being raised, people are generally wondered if the remake trilogy is just a vehicle for yet another new game, potentially, and the third game ends with Sephiroth saying to Cloud, come on, come with me through the portal, we had to defeat the Multiverse Council of Genesis.
imagine if it turns out that after the supposed end of 7, what it turns out is that this turns Final Fantasy VII into essentially its own endless series of games.
It should have been me. I should have dealt with Genesis. To prepare you for your next fight.
Stop it! Have you lost it?
Maybe?
Someone's waiting for you. No? Someone who I might have encountered in the past.
And Gio, don't do this.
Very good, Angie.
Let the hate flow through you.
It is time to exact vengeance for our family's suffering.
Family?
It's about family. No! My father is dead!
Then do it for your mother. You didn't kill her, did
My
you?
mother was ashamed of her past.
Shame. How terribly misguided. She should have been proud. Proud that she was the namesake of our project.
Out of context, it makes it look like the mom just slipped and fell on the floor.
I've fallen and I can't
Had a
get up.
bruiser. She was drunk and fell over. Project G. Or should I say, Project Jillian.
Why did you say that name?
Of course. Jillian, the woman implanted with Genova cells. Genesis, who had her genes mapped onto him during the fetal stage. Yes, Genesis was a failure, I'll admit it. We'll do better with the Dreamcast, I'm sure. But you, Angel, you were actually bred inside Jillian's body.
You?
Can the scientists in this universe leave mothers alone? Like, just...
You are perfection. What does it say that at least Hojo did it with consent
Zack,
with Lucretia?
I am perfect.
Apparently.
Perfect.
I question what was wrong with her at the time.
My cells can absorb
Giantia.
genetic traits and pass them along to others.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the cloning.
A two-way conduit. Genova's power has passed on to you completely.
Zack, do you remember what I said About our enemy being all that creates suffering.
No. Yeah, but you're not one of them.
Well, get ready for a twist, Zack.
But I created my own suffering.
Yeah, killing your mother
Zack,
tends to do that.
Let me show you. Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal.
Wait, stop it! You don't know what you're doing! At least one sample! As long as I have this hair, let me approach the man with a giant sword. And,
It's better conveyed in
yes.
the cutscene in Crisis Core properly, but what happens is that Angel fuses Resident Evil style with a bunch of his clones to create this chimera.
Hell. Gio, what happened to honor? That's what you're asking about.
Yeah, that really is your ask. Okay,
What?
one thing. Okay, I need to mention something. One thing that this dialogue explains a bit better in Crisis Core, which was a thing that was mentioned in the original Japanese script, but for some reason that I don't understand why, the English translation of Crisis Core omitted, not even made it more vague, but completely omitted, is the fact that Hollander is, at least Angel, I don't remember if also did it, but at least Angel's biological father, that essentially Angel's family was the matter of subject of experiment that Gillian voluntarily subjected herself to, and, Angel's father, quote-unquote, accepted the role as a parental figure as a result. Otherwise, it was Hollander himself who, did the thing. Again, it's a parallel to what Hojo did with Lucrezia. I don't understand why the English translation of Crisis Core omitted that detail, because there really is no reason for why we shouldn't even talk that. It's an important plot point, I argue. So, I don't know what they were thinking at the time.
Oh, by the way, Shiroi, regarding Lucretia and Hojo, is now a bad time to mention that she kind of NTR'd Vincent Valentine when she had sex with Hojo? I don't want to know what kind of Riz equation Hojo came up with to convince Lucretia to cheat on Vincent flipping Valentine.
This is why one of the biggest headcanons that the fandom has of the entire franchise, entire sequence of the compilation is that Lucrezia was already pregnant with and Vincent is Sephiroth's biological father, and Hojo just experimented on that instead of actually doing the hanky-panky. Angel is dead. Thankfully, he turned to his human form for this.
Congratulations, Zack. You have surpassed
Zack,
the master.
You have my thanks. This is for you.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna just take one last swing at him.
Protect your honor. Always.
In this case, I presume honor translates to sanity.
Alright.
In this universe, probably.
Embrace your dreams.
Speaking of the price of freedom.
If you want to be a hero, you need to have dreams.
What?
And honor.
You hear that, Zuko?
And of course he starts raining.
The angel's tears.
And again, as I mentioned,
I will use this Buster Sword the way it was always meant to be,
clearly,
as an umbrella.
And the chapter ends with what essentially is not necessarily a time skip, but because it will happen later, but something else.
Hey, Zack. The sky is closer in the city above, right?
I mean, technically.
Kinda scary, but the flowers might like it. Maybe.
Hey, Zack, did you know all of us are gonna die soon? Aw.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's how appropriately now Zack gets his longer haircut. We will also get a portrait later. It closely resembles the one that he had when showcased in the original game.
Kind of pivotal that Cloud happened to be on what was arguably the most dramatic mission of Zack's life, and that kind of never comes up.
Alright, men. So, you want to be a soldier? Hang in there.
My god, the haircut looks like he's a fucking hedgehog.
I'm Zack. Zack the Hedgehog.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
It's the recolors.
Got a
look,
soldier
he's
fast.
even- He's even got the cowlick to go with it.
You guys all suck. So, is everybody here now?
Sue.
You're all rookies, right?
Sir, are you the only first-class soldier, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The others are all busy. One piece of advice.
Never fight a land war in Asia.
No, an order. Embrace your dreams. Sir?
Sir, that sounds very corny, sir.
And whatever happens, protect your soldier honor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a t-shirt game, sorry. Also, slight change of a phrase because in the original
Got it.
Double Crisis Core was protect your honor as soldiers. Sir.
Sir.
Just soldier. I guess the we're all coming back here alive. You hear me? No, sir. I mean, yes,
It's
sir.
funny because he won't.
Let's go.
I
But
think
yeah, I guess I take it whoever was localizing this game just kind of did it a bit more literally.
No, that's the
I
thing. It might be just a case of I don't know if the remake of Crisis Core also changed slightly the line, but usually when it comes to this, tends to copy paste the lines of the script that were in the original, unless there are specific things that had to be changed. So they must have had a good reason to do so, even if it's just a small displacement of the words in the phrase. Alright, we will join again with Zack another time later down the line, but instead in the next part we will instead go back to the past. As I mentioned, we get a Watchmen effect where, despite now and Jill being dead in Crisis Core, we will still explore a bit his past. When in the next part we get to Chapter 2 of the First Soldier Episode 2. So see you for that.
I'd see you then.